Hello and welcome to another lesson on my channel, Learn It Yourself. Today I'm going to talk about adverbs. It's going to be about the properties of adverbs. Adverbs belong to the part of speech. It is one of the part of speeches. Let's begin our lesson. The first property I would like to share with you is that adverbs are easily identified. They can be identified as they end in ly. If you take the word act, she acts in serials. So in this particular sentence, you can see the word act. Now act is a word that does not end in ly, so you're sure that act is not an adverb. So what does act imply in this particular sentence? Acts refer to a verb. Now the same word act, when it is a noun, how would you use it? If it is a noun, you can take a look at this sentence. His action was right. So now we have got the word act being written as action, and here action is going to be the noun. The next sentence is the puppies are active. So in this sentence, what can you say about the word active? Now active describes the puppies. Therefore, active is going to be the adjective in this sentence. They are actively searching for a house. Now in this sentence, actively is going to be, yes, it's going to be the adverb. And why is actively an adverb? First of all, you can identify it as it has got the endings ly. Whereas in the rest of the forms of the word act, we do not have any endings with ly. Therefore, actively is going to be the adverb. And here, actively is describing the verb search. So, adverbs are used to describe verbs. Adverbs can modify adjectives as well as it can also modify other adverbs as well. We'll take a look at these type of sentences as you move further. Let me introduce a few sentences. Pam shouted loudly for a taxi. They were really happy to announce the winners. In the final sentence, she did not quite fully understand the problem. The reason why I gave examples of these three sentences is that we are going to learn about the property that adverbs describe verbs, adverbs can modify adjectives, as well as the adverbs can also modify another adverb. So in the first sentence, it is loudly. Loudly is the adverb and it describes the verb shouted. Whereas in the second sentence, it is really happy. Now happy is the adjective and really is the adverb. Therefore, you can say that the adverb here modifies the adjective happy. And finally, you can say that she did not quite fully. So now quite is an adverb and fully is another adverb. Therefore, you can say that these adverbs, the adverb quite modifies the another adverb which is fully. The next property that I would like to share is that adverbs can intensify or diminish the meaning of the sentence. If you say, Pam shouted loudly for a taxi. So here, loudly is the adverb that intensifies the meaning of the verb. They were really happy. So here, really happy. Here again, the adverb really intensifies the meaning of the adjective happy. And in the last sentence, she did not quite fully. So here, quite, fully. Quiet and fully are adverbs, and the adverb quiet diminishes the meaning of the adverb fully. The next property of adverbs is that it answers to questions relating to verbs. It answers to the following questions relating to verbs, which are how, when, where, how much, and how often. She looked at the picture closely. So you can easily identify the adverb here. We know that adverbs describe verbs. So the verb here is looked. So when you ask the question, how did she look? You can say closely. and closely is the word that ends in ly. Therefore, closely is the adverb in this particular sentence. You need to leave today. In this sentence, which is the verb? Leave is the verb here. So, if you ask the question to the verb leave, which is when are you going to leave, you can say today. The answer is today, and therefore the adverb here is today. And if you take a look at the adverb today, it does not end in ly. Not all adverbs end in ly, but most of the adverbs end in ly. Therefore, the question that is asked here is when. The leaves fell under the tree. So here, what is the verb here? Fell is going to be the verb. And if you ask the question to the verb fell, where did the leaves fall? It would be under the tree. So under is going to be the next adverb. Lisa bought enough fruits for a month. Here the verb is bought. And if you ask the question, how much did she buy? You can say enough fruits. They rarely visited their hometown. So here, visited is going to be the verb, and the word that describes the verb visited is rarely. And rarely is the adverb. It ends with ly. So if you ask the question, how often do they visit? So the answer you get is rarely. So if you ask this question to the verbs, it is easier to identify the adverb in a sentence. Just as we've had comparison of adjectives, which is the absolute degree of adjective, the comparative and the superlative degrees, similarly, we've got the same comparison happening with adverbs. If you have an adverb slowly, and when you're not comparing, when you use it in the absolute form, we just use it as slowly. But if there is a comparison happening between two cases, then you can say more slowly. Now, if the comparison is happening between one case and many other cases, you can say the most slow. The child solved the puzzle easily. So here there is no comparison happening, therefore easily is going to be the adverb in the absolute form. The child solved the puzzle more easily than him. So now we have got a comparison happening between two cases. Therefore, we use more easily. And in the last example, this is one of the most easily solved puzzles. So here we are comparing one puzzle with all the other puzzles. Therefore, it is a comparison happening between one case and many other cases. And therefore, we say most easily. There is one more type of comparison. When we compare equally, which means when you're comparing one case with another case that is similar. If there is a sentence, the puzzle was solved as easily as ABC. So here the comparison is about the equality. We are talking about the equality of adverbs. Here the adverb is as easy as. So you can say that adverbs can either intensify or diminish the meaning of the sentence. Now that we have completed discussing all the properties of adverbs, let's take a look at this particular sentence and let us identify all these properties here. The girl was definitely smart to win the first place. So what is the first property that we discussed? The first property that we discussed is that adverbs mostly end in ly. And so here we've got the adverb definitely and it ends in ly. The next property that you can spot is that definitely is the adverb that modifies the adjective smart. So adverbs can modify adjectives. And if you're talking about the degree of the adverb definitely, it is in the absolute degree. So that's it today for our lesson. Thank you for watching.